All righty. Thanks, you guys. Welcome back to Nashville Sunday Night, live from 3rd and Lindsley. Let's hear it again for Emily Saliers. Wasn't that great? Appreciate y'all being here tonight for the grand finale of the Americana Fest 2017. It's kind of bittersweet. Sad to see it go. But yeah, we've got a great show planned for you right now. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in tonight. And we bring to the stage now an artist that has been really busy lately, touring from his most recent release, which is his 9th album, and it's called My Stupid Heart. And it's really cool, and we're super happy to have him here. He's played Nashville Sunday Night live from 3rd and Lindsley a few times before, and couldn't be more excited to bring to the stage right now. Please give it up for Shawn Mullins.
Thanks, y'all. How you doing? It's good to be back here. I love playing this place. It's a lot of history for me here. We go back 20 years or so together, this club and me, when it was half the size, you know. And, it'll make you think when you get to do this for a living how lucky you are, and I am. I feel grateful all the time. This song's for the people out there. They've got that weekly gig, and they're sitting in the corner or standing in the corner of some bar, and no one's paying attention. And it starts at that little stage, and it kind of works its way out. It's Friday night, and I'm back again, with my old guitar and my trusty grin, and a best you don't come in here sign tattooed on this heart of mine. From a dirty brown shag carpet stage, I sing my song and I pace the cage, stuck up here in the twilight zone, and staring out into the great unknown. There's an old Hank Williams figurine hanging by a guitar string from the pull chain of the Pabst Blue Ribbon sign, with a clock that stopped on 9:30. Yeah, the time, it ain't changed around here in years. It's the same sad stories, the same old tears. There ain't nobody wants to be alone out here in the great unknown. You can find a stool there at the bar. It's designed to take you nowhere far. They got a mirror back behind the whiskey shelves, where we don't dare look back at ourselves. And just past the men's room down the hall, I'm barely hanging there on a plaster wall, a faded sticker on the old payphone that says, "Welcome to the great unknown." It's out beyond the yonder star. It's all up in there where you are. By some cosmic wind we're blown out into the great unknown. Hopes and dreams and ash and dust, it all seems to either rot or rust. Souls wrapped up in flesh and bone, heartbeats in the great unknown. It's Friday night and I'm back again. Thank you. I was glad to be invited to this. It's been a couple of years since I've had a record out, so it's always nice to get to do Americana Week when you don't have a fresh record. It's kind of unheard of, actually. So I appreciate that. All of ye fallen fathers and mothers, I hear you calling from deep in your graves. Songs about Jesus, songs about freedom, shackles and crosses, and the way blood behaves. Sailed the great ocean, sold down the river, white fields of cotton, green fields of cane. The sweat from our bodies, the tears of our children, washed in the blood, and the promised land rain. Now brother fought brother on ground we now hallow, and sad hallelujah the angels did sing, for promises buried in fields that lay fallow. The bell is too broken to let freedom ring. Yes, it is, are the dreams of the dreamers, oh, misbegotten, Lord. 'Cause mama still crying for the dying and dead, and the war rages on, and the whole thing is rotten, and the blood we all bleed is the same shade of red. Thank you all so much. The first two songs I wrote with my dear friend Chuck Cannon, and I don't know if Chuck's here tonight. He was supposed to come by, sneak through the back door or something. But anyway, I'm gonna do one now that I wrote with my buddy Patrick Blanchard, and yeah. The story is about, 26 years ago was one of my first trips ever to Portland, Oregon, and I would get out there and play this tiny little room called Cafe Lena. Y'all remember that place? It was on the other side of the river. It's kind of a tiny little place, kind of like the guy in that song in the corner I was talking about. But people were always really cool there, and they'd pass a basket around or something, and you could get on to your next gig, you know? And but while I was hanging in Pioneer Square, is that little area right in the center of town, and lot of characters in that spot. And there was this fellow that I met by the name of Frank, an old Vietnam vet, and he had some great stories to tell. And then I guess about 8 years ago, I ran into Frank again. I know, and he hadn't aged or anything. It was kind of weird. He was like, "God, you're getting old." Anyway, this one's for Frank, and called Sunshine. Well, Frank don't mind the rain. He kind of digs the sound. But Portland in November can sometimes get you down when you're standing in a doorway trying to keep out of the cold. And no one's looking your way. You got no bills to fold. Well, Frank, he don't like begging, but he could use a buck or two. Get a bed down at the mission, maybe sleep a whole night through, and dream about Maria, a girl that he once knew. We all need a little sunshine. We all need a little sunshine. Everybody needs a little sunshine. Too many days, dark and gray. We need a little sunshine. Well, Frank touched down at Pioneer Square, June of '69. He thumbed here up the West Coast to get the war off of his mind. And that's where he met Maria, and she made him feel so fine, singing, we all need a little sunshine. She was singing, we all need a little sunshine. Everybody needs a little sunshine. Love was free, and so was she, singing in the sunshine, sweet sunshine. Frank wakes up at sunrise, he hears a distant train, finds a piece of cardboard in the alley by the drain, and he writes his message black and bold and remembers why he came here. We all need a little sunshine. We all need a little sunshine. Everybody needs That sunshine can't take another day. Dark and gray, we need a little sunshine. A little sunshine, just a little sunshine. We all need a little sunshine. Oh, everybody needs a little sunshine. Yeah, Frank don't mind the rain. He kind of digs the sound. I'll take the opportunity to do a couple of songs that are not my own, but they're songs that are certainly Americana. Now this one's from years ago. I'd say, I don't know, I think late 50s, early 60s, I believe. Miss Jean Ritchie wrote this. Grew up a real coal miner girl in a real coal mining family. When I was a curly-headed baby, my daddy set me down on his knee. He said, son, you go to school and you learn your letters. Don't you be no dusty miner boy like me. I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Holler, where the coal carts rolled and they rumbled past my door. Yeah, but now they stand in a rusty row all empty, 'cause the L&N don't stop here anymore. I used to think my daddy was a black man, but takes enough to buy the whole company store. Yeah, but now he goes to town with empty pockets, and Lord, his face is white as the February snow. Oh, I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Holler, where the coal carts rolled and they rumbled past my door. Yeah, but now they're standing in a rusty row all empty, 'cause the L&N don't stop here anymore. Oh, the L&N don't stop here anymore. Last night I dreamed I went down to the office to give my payday like I done before. Them old kudzu vines, they was growing up through the doorway. There was leaves and grass growing right up through the floor. I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Holler, where the coal carts rolled and they rumbled past my door. Yeah, but now they stand in a rusty row all empty, 'cause the L&N don't stop here anymore. Yeah, I was born and raised the mouth of the Hazard Holler, hey, where the coal carts rolled and they rumbled past my door. Yeah, but now they stand in a rusty row all empty, 'cause the L&N don't stop here anymore. Yeah, the L&N don't stop here anymore. Oh, the L&N don't stop here. Miss Jean Ritchie wrote that. Isn't that cool? Here that I didn't write, and I'll get back to the ones I did, but this one's an important song for me. It's my biggest influence really in songwriting, and how to tell a story was Mr. Chris Christopherson, and I grew up with that stuff. And my parents were Southern, but my dad was kind of a weekend hippie, and he worked for the railroad, but he was growing his hair out and wearing feathers and riding a motorcycle, and he worked also at Rich's downtown Atlanta in the audio visual department, and he and his buddy Pat Hicks would sneak records out of there. And I learned this from my sister later, that's how we got all those great records. They were all promotional copies. So, kind of funny stuff. But anyway, this record, the first two Christopherson records were just a huge part of my life growing up. They were kind of soundtracks, and so that's all I really wanted to do, was to try to do something like that one day. So I wanted to play this song that is a signature Christopherson tune, and some of you I know of, I'm sure, heard it, but some of you maybe not. It's not one of the most popular, wasn't a big hit or anything. It was definitely a deeper cut, and well, it was wintertime in Nashville, down on Music City Road. And I was looking for a place to get myself out of the cold, to warm the frozen feeling that was eating at my soul, and keep the chilly wind off my guitar. You see, my thirsty wanted whiskey, and my hungry needed beans. But it'd been a month of paydays since I'd heard that eagle scream. So with a stomach full of empty and a pocket full of dreams, I left my pride and stepped inside a bar. Actually, I guess you'd call it a tavern. Cigarette smoke to the ceiling, sawdust on the floor, friendly shadows. I saw that there was just one old man sitting at the bar. And in the mirror I could see him checking me and my guitar. And he turned and said, "Come up here, boy, show us what you are." I said, "I'm dry." And he bought me a beer. He nodded at my guitar. He said, "It's a tough life, ain't it?" I just looked at him. He said, "You ain't making any money, are you?" I said, "You've been reading my mail." He just smiled and said, "Let me see that guitar, son. I got something you ought to hear." Then he laid it on me. If you waste your time talking to the people who don't listen to the things that you are saying, who do you think's gonna hear? And if you should die explaining how the things they complain about are things they could be changing, who do you think's gonna care? There were other lonely singers in a world turned deaf and blind, who were crucified for what they tried to show. And their voices have been scattered by the swirling winds of time, 'cause the truth remains and no one wants to know. Well, the old man was a stranger, but I'd heard his song before. Back when failure had me locked out on the wrong side of the door. Back when no one stood behind me but my shadow on the floor. And lonesome was more than a state of mind. You see, the devil haunts a hungry man. If you don't want to join him, you gotta beat him. I ain't saying I beat the devil, but I drank his beer for nothing. And then I stole his song. And you still can hear me singing to the people who don't listen to the things that I am saying, praying someone's gonna hear. And I guess I'll die explaining how the things that they complain about are things they could be changing, hoping someone's gonna care. I was born a lonely singer, and I'm bound to die the same. But I've gotta feed the hunger in my soul. And if I never have a nickel, I won't ever die ashamed, 'cause I don't believe that no one wants to know. Chris. Thanks, y'all. I used to do this gig, getting out west. I'd have to play it through places like Jackson, Mississippi, and I didn't mind playing there. It was a little bit hard because I was playing original music, and it really wasn't set up for it. The place I was playing was more of a cover gig place. And so I learned early on that you better kind of pick the right venue or you're going to get killed up there, you know? And they were kind to me there, though. There was usually a few old guys trying to watch a ball game, and I'm sitting in the corner, you know, playing stuff they've never heard. And there was this guy, though, he would go on after me there, and he was your typical cover guy, but he was really good, as a lot of them are, you know. They do it all the time. He knows about 1,200 cover songs or something, and he would go on after me, and I'd watch him do his thing, and it went over great. And it taught me about entertaining to some degree, you know, early on. But the sad part is he was in love with this waitress there, and she didn't even know he existed. And but she was married, is really why. And she was married. She was married to the owner, and I made it. My buddy's got this great gig, you know, and he's in love with the waitress who's married to the owner who carries a pistol. And, so I wrote him this song. Well, it's 3 a.m. and the snakes have moved in. I'm playing to 4 drunks and me. But the beer is cold and the memory is old. Lights are so bright I can't see. And lonesome, I know you too well. You ring in my ears just like a bell. And you're hollow like a dark, empty well. Lonesome, I know you too well. Now time stands still, and sometimes it spins like a wheel. Whenever I see her around, oh, but she doesn't know, and I'll never show. There's too many eyes in this town, and lonesome, I know you too well. You ring in my ears just like a bell, and you're hollow like a dark, empty well. Lonesome, I know you, and you're hollow like a dark, empty well. Oh, lonesome, I know you too well. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate that. My stupid heart is what I blame when the arrow flies with perfect aim and it don't work out like I thought it would. My stupid heart still thinks it could. My stupid heart believes the lies the poets tell. Surprise, surprise, and good love goes bad and it falls apart. Oh, so sad, my stupid heart. My stupid heart can be so cruel, the way it plays me for a fool. It never learns. You think I know. My stupid heart is kind of slow. My stupid heart plays for keeps through hoops of fire. It bounds and leaps is all for love right from the start. That's how it is. My stupid heart. My stupid heart, my stupid, hey, my stupid heart, my stupid heart. Sharing with us what he knows. His shining eyes are big and blue, and all around him water flows. This world to him is new. This world to him is new. To touch a face, to kiss a smile, yeah. New eyes see no rays. The essence of a child, the essence. He's born to shimmer, he's born to shine, and he's born to radiate. Born to live, he's Born to love, we will teach him how to hate. And true love, it is a rock that's smoothed over by a stream. And there's no ticking of a clock that truly measures what that means, y'all. Truly measures what that means. And this thing we call our time. I heard a brilliant woman say, she said, you know, it's crazy how I want to try and capture mine. I think I love this woman's way. I think I love that woman, way she shimmers and the way she shines and the way she radiates, the way she lives, the way she loves, and the way she never hates. All right. And sometimes I think of all this surrounding me. I know it all. I know it all is beyond mine. And she kisses me. She wraps herself around me. She gives me love, she gives me time, yeah. And I feel fine, yes I do. Oh, I feel fine. My time I cannot change. Thank God. Ever here is to looking back, way back. You know, I drink a whole bottle of my pride and I toast to change to keep these demons off my back. Just get these demons off my back. 'Cause I wanna shimmer, I wanna shine, yeah. I want to radiate. I want to live. I want to love, yes I do. I want to try and learn now not to hate. Try not to hate. We're born to shimmer. We're born to shine. We're born to radiate. Born to live. We're born to love. And we're born to never hate. We're born to shimmer. We're all born to shine. Thanks a lot, y'all. Someone let me know on radio how we're doing. I've kind of got a little thing I want to do, but it's only at a certain time during the show. How are we looking right now? About 30 out. Okay, cool. Boy, time flies, don't it? I'm running out of songs. Let's see, here's something I haven't done in a while. Yeah, you want to hear that one? I can do that one. You know, it's weird without the charanga or... I got to meet Tim O'Brien one time. It was a great opportunity because I was playing the Albino Skunk Festival in South Carolina. And he happened to be one of the headlining artists there. And so I was excited. I walked up and I was like, hey, Mr. O'Brien. And he goes, Shawn Mullins, aren't you the guy with that song with the out-of-tune mandolin on it? I was like, well, yeah, probably, but it's a charanga. Made in Bolivia, but yeah, it sounds like an out-of-tune mandolin kind of. He was like, yeah, I thought so. I once had a true love. Her name was Maggie Brown. Her eyes, they were the color of the sun burning down. She had hair that smelled like jasmine. I loved her from the start. I was not to know she'd have a cold black heart. Yeah. Well, Maggie was my true love, the only kiss I knew. I'd meet her at the oak tree in the cool evening dew. Well, we would walk beside the levee, our fingers intertwined, while the crimson moon gazed through the needles of the pine. We lay beside each other, staring at the sky, listening to the whistling of the train blowing by as it was on its way to Macon, the town where I was born. We'd make love in the darkness to the hours of the morn. Yeah. Waterfalls and rainbows, sweet salvation, sin. As I lay there sleeping against her golden skin, my friends now gather round and listen close. The story takes a turn. I wasn't fair, young Maggie's only lover, I did learn. I went down by the oak tree looking for my laugh, and I walked east toward the levee with the sunset in my past. Then I ran through briars and brambles until I finally found my Maggie and her true love there lying on the ground. My eyes, they filled with fire, they didn't see me there. I watched as she made love to him, caressed him with her hair. I don't remember how it happened, Lord, I guess I just saw red. I drew my pistol from my belt, shot them graveyard dead. I once loved a maiden, her name was Maggie Brown. Now I'm riding on a boxcar back to Macon town. The setting sun will never let me forget what deed I done until the day they hunt me down. I'm living on the run. You really need that out-of-tune mandolin, don't you? Yeah, you do. You kind of need it. But... Anybody out there know the name Larry John Wilson? Well, Larry John's up in heaven laughing right now. But he's up there going, I told you they wouldn't know. So Larry John was part of the outlaw country music movement back in the 70s here. And he was one of the lesser known guys nationally and internationally, but one of the best. And he's a Georgia guy, and he passed away just a few years ago. He was a big part of my upbringing as a songwriter and a storyteller, and he was amazing. One of the last songs he wrote, I'll do it for you now, it's called Sapelo. I love this song. Toombs County Farm, 34. Jack Boss laying dead down a cotton road. Long John's running, where's he gonna go? I bet you he goes down to the Sapelo. His woman's down on the Sapelo. So roll him easy, roll him slow, roll him on cross to the Sapelo. Before the boss man went down, I could hear Long John say, he said, a man's a man at all. He won't let himself be treated this way. He said, if a man's a man at all, he won't let himself be treated this way. Hey, now he's out there running a long chain on. I bet you he goes down to the Sapelo. So roll him easy, roll him slow, roll him on cross to the Sapelo. So roll him easy, roll him slow, roll him on cross to the Sapelo. His woman's down on the Sapelo. He's got a refuge on the Sapelo. On the Sapelo. Yeah. Hey, listen, y'all. Look up on YouTube or whatever you do for Larry John Wilson. There's great tracks he cut on Monument Records, several records on Monument, and just an unbelievable artist. And that was just the last song he wrote. All the ones he wrote back in the 70s and 80s, and they're really funky and cool and different. And check it out, Larry John with a Jon, no H, Wilson. Woo, that one flew by, man. All right, this is like a Fish concert. I like it. Widespread Panic. How many songs y'all do? 3. Each of them was 35 minutes long. You got a problem with that? I like that, you know? I want that kind of band where I only sing a little bit and then you jam for a lot. And that's great stuff, though. Well, I'll do this one here. This was a #1 Americana back in, #1 Americana hit back in '06, I believe, if I'm right. I think that year I did 267 shows. And, yes, not no more. I gave it a shot, you know, for a few years. Just bought this RV, a Class C RV. I don't recommend that, but to anyone, but especially not a touring musician. It's basically a FEMA trailer on wheels, and you park at the dumpster at each club, and people bang on the door. Sign my wife's T-shirt, Bubba. Some weird stuff. And at first you think you got something kind of cool, but then after, you know, I don't know, a month or so on the road, because they're not really built for what we do. You know, they're built for like a weekend trip here and there, a Class C RV. We're not talking about a coach or a bus, okay? We're talking about a FEMA trailer, and with wheels, and so yeah, it just falls apart. I mean, you go across the country a couple of times, and the slide thing will come out on its own while you're going down the road, or the awning rolls down and starts flapping. All that stuff really happened. So right now, it's sitting in Clarkston, Georgia, in a you know, one of those storage facilities, and you know, that's the way it is. I've lost count of the times I've given up on you, but you make such a beautiful wreck, you do. Yeah, there's a tavern on the corner called the Milky Way, and you look so at home there, it makes me afraid. And at the dark end of this bar, what a beautiful wreck you are. When you go too far, a beautiful wreck you are, baby. Now all the plans that you had from 7 years ago, like all the promises you made, I watched them come and go. You put your keys in the car, but it would not drive. With your hands on that wheel, looking barely alive. Yeah, yeah, hey! I'm still sitting here waiting on the passenger side. You to make up your mind. For you to make up your mind. At the dark end of this bar, what a beautiful wreck you are. When you go too far, a beautiful wreck you are. What a beautiful, such a beautiful wreck you are. What a beautiful, such a beautiful. Lost count of the times I've given up on you, but you make such a beautiful wreck, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you make such a beautiful wreck, you do. You make such a beautiful wreck, you do. At the dark end of this bar, what far. Beautiful wreck you are. What a beautiful, such a beautiful wreck you are. What a beautiful, such a beautiful wreck. Hey, yes you are. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thank you guys. But like I said, when we're just starting tonight here, there's not a moment, well, that's not true. There's not a day that goes by, though, that I don't think, oh my God, I can't believe I get to do this for a living. It's good. And I'm very grateful, and I'm thankful to you guys for coming to see live music. And so I got to throw that out there. Now this song and some of the other ones I've done tonight are they're 20 years old or more, and I know that's not all that old for some songwriters in Nashville. It's kind of like, oh hell, that was yesterday, man. That was when I wrote my 2000 song, which is impressive. But for me, my life really changed about that time. I'd had about 10 years on the road, and I had a back that was going out all the time because I was driving myself everywhere, and I had my dog in the van, and it was looking like it was gonna be Crazy Heart in a few years. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go for it, and keep going. And so yeah, 20 years ago, and then I feel like this song, well, it did change a lot for me. And I know Lightning 100 was the first to play it here, and we're gonna do some fun celebrating around this 20-year anniversary of Soul's Core this coming year. So y'all look for that. What did he say? Soul Cages by Sting? Okay, yeah, I remember that. Soul Cages. All right, here we go. Well, she grew up with the children of the stars in the Hollywood Hills and the Boulevard. Her parents threw big parties, everyone was there. They hung out with folks like Dennis Hopper and Bob Seger and Sonny and Cher. But she feels safe now in this bar on Fairfax. And from the stage I can tell that she can't let go and she can't relax. And just before she hangs her head to cry, I sing to her a lullaby. I sing everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye, and everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye, rockabye. She still lives with her mom outside the city. And down that street about a half a mile. And all her friends tell her that she's so pretty. And she'd be a whole lot prettier, if she'd smile once in a while. But
Even her smile, it looks just like a frown. She's seen her share of devils in this angel town. And everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye. And everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye, rockabye. So I told her, said I ain't so sure about this place. It's hard to play a gig in this town and keep a straight face. It seems like everybody's got a plan. They better. It's kind of like Nashville with a tan. And everything's gonna be alright. So rockabye, rockabye, yeah. Sing it now. And everything's gonna be alright. Oh, rockabye, rockabye. And everything's gonna be alright. Hey, rockabye, rockabye. And everything gonna be alright. Oh, won't you rockabye? Won't you rockabye? You say bye-bye, babe. Bye, bye. Thank y'all so much.
Shawn Mullins live on Lightning 100. Give it up. What a great night. And let's hear it again for Emily Saliers. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight and celebrating the end of Americana Fest 2017 with us. Jed Hulley gave us the dates. We're going to be back next year. And we'll be back here at 3rd and Lindsley on Sunday, next Sunday, for Nashville Sunday Night Live with Nashville's own Ponce. Be listening all week to Lightning 100 for your chance to win tickets. And if you're in the club right now, don't go anywhere. Sean's got a couple of more for you. Thanks so much for listening and supporting Nashville's independent radio. And thanks to our sponsors, Goose Island, New Amsterdam Vodka, the Americana Music Association. We thank them, and the Bluegrass Situation. Have a great night. We're back next week on Lightning 100.